Where should I start to tell you the story of my beautiful Dixi, now that she's asleep? I can't stop staring at her angelic face with its alabaster skin, so thin that you can see the blue veins around her eyes. Yes, I am a spirit that Dixi conjured up involuntarily one day when she sat on my grave, fresh from one of her usual arguments with Richard in an aimless universe, alone, forever. 3 years ago, I can see her again on that beautiful August day. The light so clear that it made everything dazzle in the cemetery where I was resting, where the white glow of the grave spread through space like the snow's crystalline vapor. I was at Père-Lachaise, in one of those little mausoleums which Dixi found magnificent. Those little houses, as she called them, with Gothic roofs and doors, that hid their mystery behind an arabesque carving. She carried flowers to Jim Morrison's tomb, as her father had taught her, having walked past those of Chopin and Oscar Wilde. She had never listened to the rock star's music, but her father had been a friend of his. He kept a photo of them together on his desk. She would sit on the granite slab of the singer's tomb and pour out her melancholy. She was right in front of my chapel, the sun's rays hitting her blonde hair on her beautiful face, her features so fine and sweet as to verge on perfection. And she exuded that charm so typical of saints and great leaders, an enthralling magnetism, the wellspring of an overwhelming power. That day, however, she was inconsolable. She looked at my tomb with tears in her eyes, and I read her soul as only spirits know how. I felt inside my body of spirit all the abyss of that anguish burning in her soul. Hers was a sorrow that was beautiful, luminous, purifying, like a thorn piercing the soul, heightening perception and making beauty sublime. That day full of light became one of pure enchantment for Dixi, who, walking along the graveyard's paths, so romantically decadent, could really sense the magic. What had been, after the umpteenth quarrel with Richard, an exhausting sense of prostration, now turned into the sharp splendor of history, resting in those tombs and opened onto the universe of an inviting, almost concrete afterlife.